What screams I'm a bad parent? Using your kid as therapy and then getting upset when they have issues regulating their emotions. Not believing in telling your children no. The world will and should tell them no at times. They need to be prepared for that reality, or they will be an absolute menace to everyone around them. Zero interest in the kid. Doesn't care what they do or what happens to them as long as they don't inconvenience them. Your adult children don't talk to you. Parents who can't apologize to a child. It's okay to have human emotions and moment to be triggered or struggling and lash out or be wrong, but for the love of all things good, apologize and change. Invalidating your child's feelings, struggles, and/or mental illness in favor of you don't know what struggling really is, or some form of back in my day, or you kids are so weak. You have just robbed your child of support, told them their feelings do not matter, and informed them that you are not a safe person to confide in. Your own children being afraid of you. No child should be afraid of the person that looks after them nearly 24/7. I volunteer at / have had student placements at a children's hospital, and we've had patients with serious brain injuries due to abuse, shaking, attempted drowning, etc. So yeah, I'd say those parents are pretty bad. I was molested from age 3 to 6. Told my parents, but they did nothing. In my 20s, my mom had the audacity to tell me that I asked for it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have a mother anymore. Yelling at the kid for every trivial thing. Your kid's never visiting once they move out or go to college. Saying things like, "You're such a disappointment, I wish I had a daughter instead, you ruined my and your mother's sex life." This is stuff I heard for years. Punishing adult children when they don't do everything you say by silent treatment or nasty texts. Days later acting like nothing happened. Saying, "You never let go of things." Ironically, never thinking you're a bad parent. You're the reason I'm stuck with your father. Sure mom, sure. Serious, what crime do you really want to see solved and justice served? My best friend, Sean Bach, was murdered in a hit and run in Albuquerque, NM just a few years ago. I want to find the POS that killed him more than anything. Adam Walsh was a boy abducted from a Sears in Florida in 1981. They later found his decapitated head but never his body. The police had a suspect but botched the investigation. No one was ever charged. Rip little guy. KKS Corner triple homicide, 3 victims shot execution style in the convenience store's cooler and made to believe it was a robbery gone wrong. 1 man in prison. The sheriff at the time was corrupt along with many high-ranking officials. Sheriff's son was a well-known drug dealer and bragged about the crime. One of the victims was speaking out about a murder made to look like a suicide and she was shot to shut her up. Might be cheating, but all 3 have to be rolled into one. John David Gosh, 12, gone missing delivering the paper in Des Moines, Iowa on September 5, 1982. Eugene Martin, 13, gone missing delivering the paper in Des Moines, Iowa on August 12, 1984. Mark Allen, 13, gone missing heading to a friend's house in Des Moines, Iowa on March 29, 1986. Whoever did the Tylenol murders. For those who don't know, in 1982, there were a series of mysterious deaths. It was later discovered these deaths had been caused by the Tylenol, which had been swapped out for cyanide. This was one of the main reasons bottles nowadays have the seal that says "Do not buy if broken." Edit: the Tylenol murders are the reason bottles nowadays have seals to prevent tampering. The disappearance of the Springfield 3. In the early morning hours of June 7, 1992, these 3 women, Cheryl Levitt, 47, her daughter Suzanne Susie Streeter, 19, and Susie's friend Stacy McCall, 18, all vanished from Cheryl and Susie's home following a night of fun and partying. All their personal belongings, their cars, purses, and the little dog was left behind. The front porch light's glass globe was broken and there was a weird message of the answering machine that accidentally got deleted. This may not be a famous case. But in my country, there was this 16-year-old girl who was found in a vacant lot. She was raped and stabbed to death. Her face was skinned and an autopsy also revealed that her tongue, trachea, esophagus, parts of her neck, and her right ear were missing. There were alleged suspects, but it was never known who really did it to her. This happened in 2019. Murder of Tristan Burbach. He was a 13-year-old boy from Germany, killed in a brutal attack during the day and mutilated. The Monster of Florence murdered several couples in Italy during the 70s/80s. Whenever I see this question, my answer will always be the murder of Nuran Jajlan. The 8-year-old's body was found stuffed inside a gym bag, and brinjal and cucumber was found inside her genitals that caused her rectum to puncture. Remains unsolved till this day. Where is Shelley Miscavige? All missing children cases, but the missing Beaumont children comes to mind first. Jennifer Keyes. She went missing in Florida, then authorities found her car had been abandoned and moved. They have a photo of the suspect moving her car, but his face is obscured by a fence. She's never been seen again. Brian Schaefer, the guy who walked into a bar in Ohio and was never seen leaving and was never heard from again. What did Scott Peterson do to Lacey Peterson? Back at the beginning of 2009, a young 17-year-old girl didn't come back to her house after going out with her ex-BF to just chat. Until this day, there's no cause of death because there's no body, and there's been 7 different versions given by the one considered guilty. The other people arrested involved minors and close friends of her. Thanks to one of the reporter involved since the beginning of the case and who still pursues the truth, along with a documentary published on Netflix, the case have been reopened. I really hope you are finally found and have justice served, Marta. The University of Idaho murders. Would be nice to get Epstein's list and put all those assholes in jail. What sounds like a compliment but is actually an insult. I got a fortune cookie that said you are as intelligent as you are good looking. I'm not sure how to feel about that. When someone sounds extremely surprised and says that your spouse is really good looking. Deleted. My mill once said to me, I love how you just play with your kids and don't worry at all about cleaning your house. I remember hearing a story about someone's mom or grandma always saying that you can never be both smart and pretty on the same day. Anytime someone would fuck up, she'd tell them that they are really pretty today. Wow, you're so brave for wearing that. I wish I had your confidence. You're very articulate with a surprised inflection. I love the way you don't care what anyone thinks about you. You're smarter than you look. We had a visiting scholar when I was in grad school. He was really nice, but not the brightest. He was Dutch, so great English skills, but subtle differences in use. One day he said, I don't like it when people tell me good for you. They never really mean good for you. I tell people you're a man amongst kings. Usually takes them a second to realize what I said. I hope your day is as pleasant as you are. Using the word actually in a compliment. You're actually smart. You're actually pretty. You're actually not that bad. You're such a good League of Legends player. I'm midsize and got a little tummy, apparently I hide it so well as told to me by multiple people once seeing me in a swimsuit.